Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm King Dino, and on this episode I'm going to be showing you guys 10 different hacks, tips and tricks for your next camping trip. If you're new to our channel, my partner Adam and I and our dog Twyla have been travelling around Australia for the last 3 years. We mostly travel in our converted Ford Transit camper van and occasionally take our Suzuki Jimny out tent camping, and we don't even mind doing a few Airbnbs in between, large and small. So for everything camp cooking, paid and free camping locations, camping tips and tricks, and the good old country bakery, you've come to the right place. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe and come travel Australia one town at a time. Now you know who we are, let's get back to the episode. But before we dive in, I should let you know that you can grab our merchandise right now by tapping the link in the description. We have our mugs, t-shirts, hoodies ready for winter, and also we have our Twyla merch. So if you're into beautiful cute dogs, you're gonna love that merch. All right guys, let's dive into this episode. All right, I'm calling this one eggs in a bottle. Now, there's nothing worse when you go camping and you're cracking eggs and they're making a mess and you've got to put the shells somewhere. It just gets a little bit hectic. So to make it quick and easy, which is what Adam and I love, I suggest getting yourself a bottle, like a Coke bottle, a little small one, and then cracking your eggs and putting the eggs inside the bottle. Make sure you wash out your bottle, or otherwise you're going to have Coke flavored eggs. Hey, it could be a new thing. And then also you can mark on the side in twos. So where, like, every time you put 2 eggs in, mark it, then another 2 eggs, mark it. And that way you got your proportions as well. So then when you go camping next, you just pour it out of the bottle and you're all done. Now, obviously you want to whip them. So what you can do is once you've put the eggs in and you know your levels, pour it back out, do the whipping, and then put them back in, and you're all ready to go shell-free for your next camping trip. Now, who doesn't love having a fire during winter? And with winter around the corner, you definitely want to know this tip. Now, some people like to carry matches when they're camping. If you do that, make sure you put them in a sealed bag so they can't get wet, because it is winter, things are going to be cold, especially if you leave them out overnight. So you want to keep them dry. Something Adam and I just picked up was an electric lighter. It charges with a USB cord. These are amazing. You can get them at most camping shops. They will light something when it's wet or damp and or windy. And that is probably one of the biggest problems you have, especially with a lighter or matches. When it is windy, you need something to be able to light your fires with without it going out. So I suggest picking yourself up one of these electric lighters and those matches you've got stored away. Get them out, pop them in a bag, and it'll keep them nice and dry. Toilets, we all use them. Now, when you go camping, normally free camping, and they have a drop toilet, we've all been in them, and they're not the most prettiest things to go in. Or the smell, the look. Ugh. So, I've got a tip for the next time you go camping, and you have to go use one of these drop toilets. Grab yourself a container big enough to hold your toilet roll. Cut yourself a little slip in the side, and then you can pull your paper out of it. It will stay clean, it'll stay dry, and it'll stay off the ground. You could even make a little handle if you want to get a bit adventurous. So then at least you've got something to hold it with as you walk to the toilet. And then if there is a hook in the toilet, which a lot of them do have, you can hang it on the hook so it is easier to use. Right now, if you're someone who isn't that creative and don't think you could whip one of these up, you can always buy a Dunny Buddy. These are a new product by a company in Australia. Actually, I think they're even from Victoria, to be honest. And they have a product out. You can get it at some camping shops, or you can go to their website, Dunny Buddy. Dunny Buddy. Yeah, I think that's right. But I'm sure you'll be able to find them. Now, if you're out camping and you want that little bit of extra light, but you didn't bring yourself a lantern, one idea is to get yourself a headlamp, and you can get yourself a bottle, any type of bottle. The bigger it is, the better it probably is. One of those old big orange juice bottles or milk bottles would be perfect for this. And all you do is fill it up with water and then put the headlamp around the bottle and face it going in. The water will help illuminate the light even bigger and wider, so you can have light all over your camp and you can enjoy your night camping and see where you're going. If you've been watching Adam and I for a while on our channel, you know that we are big fans of camp cooking. Now, one idea I suggest is going to a chemist or even a Woolies or Coles and grabbing yourself some travel bottles. The things that you would normally put your shampoo, conditioner, any sort of creams in, and keeping them dry and then filling them up with your favorite herbs. They're small, they're compact. Normally you can actually get them in a little bag to keep them all contained, and then that way you'll have all your favorite herbs and spices at your fingertips so you can cook like a pro when you're next camping. You're out camping and there is no kindling around, or it's all wet and you just can't get your fire started. There's been many a times where Adam and I have gone camping and we've only had our timber, but no kindling at all. We didn't have our axe on us or our splitter to cut down smaller bits of wood, and we were like, what are we going to do? Well, chips to the rescue. Yes, get yourself some Doritos, CCs, any sort of corn chip. These guys will burn just like a fire starter. They are amazing with all the chemicals and all the oils in them. They just burn up straight away and they will help you start your fire. So yeah, definitely keep a pack of them on you. Just remember not to eat them all or you won't be able to start your fire. Here's one for next summer. Now, traveling with a dog, I find that we always have to make sure there's a way we can keep Twyla cool. Now, I haven't tried this one yet, but I am willing to give it a go to see how it works. It looks quite cool. So all you need is something like an old ice cream container or some sort of container that you can take the lid off and on, and something you can cut a hole in either side. So what you do is you cut a hole on one side, and this allows you to put your fan up into the box. Then on the other side, you pop another hole in for the air to come through, and then inside the box you have it so it's water resistant, so then it can keep some ice in there. The fan will blow over top of the ice, which then will shoot out beautiful cold air into your van or your tent nice and safely, and quite quiet too, not like an aircon. Now we got you cool, let's get you warm. Now, not too long ago, we went camping for the very first time in our Cranky Croc tent. There's a mouthful. And we wanted to keep warm because it was going to be a really cold night. So Adam came up with this idea. And now I don't know if he saw this online or where he saw it, but we came up with this idea to go to Bunnings and buy ourselves a terracotta pot, a plant pot, and base. So whatever size you would prefer or like. We only just got a small one to give it a go. And then you're just going to need some tea lights. So you put the tea lights, light them up and put them on the plate itself. Then turn the pot upside down. We were lucky enough to find ones that had lots of holes around the side so the oxygen could get in. And then the whole idea of it is the actual terracotta pot warms up itself. Now, another idea is take yourself a wooden chopping board or something small wood to go underneath, so wherever you place it, it's not going to melt the surface or burn anything. Just make sure things stay clear of it. And if you're in a tent, make sure you do have a little bit of ventilation, and also make sure it doesn't stay too close, the flame, to the actual wall of the tents, because you don't want to be that warm. But anyway, that's another tip for winter camping, and definitely something we have used a few times now and have enjoyed. Twyla has joined me on this tip. Now, we find that when we take Twyla away, we always pre-prep her meals, and we also do this for ourselves most times. Now, if you're someone who just wants to kick back and relax on their getaway, this is a great idea. So what we do is we pre-chop all our veggies, getting rid of all the waste, so we're not taking that away with us, and then popping them into either sealy bags or plastic containers. Adam loves using plastic containers. It saves us going to the shops and buying extra plastic, which gets thrown out. And that's one more thing you have to get rid of at the end of your camping trip. So you're better off just getting containers and putting them in there. But if you don't have time for that, you can grab your sealy bags. Now, we do this for, like I was saying, our veggies. You can do this with packaging. So getting rid of meat packaging and then putting it into a plastic container that can be washed and stored away after it's used. These will all help with rubbish, getting things prepared and quick and easy. So it is a great idea. Prep as much as you can, and it will make your next holiday a breeze. Every major holiday, when we go to fill up the petrol, I see a queue of people lining up to buy ice. Why? That's right. Don't go buying ice. Save a couple of old 1.25 bottles, because you are going to need water anyway. So you can freeze these bottles. Make sure you leave a bit of room so they don't explode in the freezer and just up the top of it. And then pop them in your freezer. Get them nice and cold. One tip I did show you a while ago is pop one into your esky the night before to get your esky nice and cool, then pack it and then throw one or two more bottles in, fresh ones, in the morning. By the time, these will last you quite a while, and by the time they are completely melted, you've got clean water to drink, nice cool water that is. So definitely do yourself a favor, collect a couple of 1.25 litre bottles, leave them in the bottom of your pantry for the next camping trip, fill them up before you go, and you've got ice for free and cool, fresh drinking water. Well, that's it for this midweek episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've taken something away from this that you can use on your next camping adventure. Now, guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and make sure you go down the bottom, like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. We have a new episode every Sunday at 5 p.m. So until then, we'll see you then. See you guys.